Today we're going to be looking at adding and subtracting decimals. The number one rule I need to remember is I have to line up the decimal. Very, very important. A lot of us, and the most common mistake of adding and subtracting decimals is when I don't line them up. I will be adding or subtracting the incorrect place value. Here's our first example. I'm going to have 8 minus 3 and 28 hundredths. I like to think money. This says $8 taking away $3.28. The stereotypical person, when they're learning how to subtract these, will go like this. They're going to take their 8 and they're going to subtract 328, or vice versa. I don't want to see this, because that is incorrect. The correct way to subtract these is to take my 8. Since this side is worth $8, my decimal goes on at the end of a whole number, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 2 invisible zeros here, just to hold the place value. It's not going to change the value of the number. $8 is still the same as $8 and no cents. I'm then going to go ahead and subtract this by lining up my decimal here. So I'm going to put my decimal down first, make sure it's lined, and then I have 28 cents to the right, and I have $3 to the left of that decimal. The way I subtract is I'm going to treat this as they were whole numbers. I'm going to pretend that decimal is not even there, and I'm just going to subtract. So I'm going to look at my first part. I can't take 8 away from 0. I can't take 2 away from 0, so I can't borrow from these two. So I'm going to go ahead and go all the way to the 8, and I'm going to borrow from the 8, and my 8 is going to become a 7. That initially makes the very next place value in the tenths a 10. Since I'm going to have to borrow from that 10 one more time in order to get to my last number, my 10 is actually going to become a 9, and my last 0 is going to become a 10. I now have correctly borrowed everywhere I need to solve this problem. 10 minus 8 will give me 2. 9 minus 2 will give me 7. And 7 minus 3 will give me 4. This decimal, I'm just going to bring it straight down. So after I solve this problem, my answer ends up being 4 and 72 hundredths. If I was looking at an addition problem, everything would be the exact same. Let's say I have the same two numbers, 8, and I'm adding 3 and 28 hundredths. The very first thing I need to do is line up the decimal. So I'm going to have 8. My decimal comes into play, and I'm going to add 2 zeros just to hold the place value. I'm adding 3 and 28 hundredths. Notice how my decimals are lined up. And I'm going to add like normal. 8 plus 0 is 8. 2 plus 0 is 2. And 8 plus 3 is 11. There's my decimal, and there's my answer.